I wanna touch your life. I wanna be the change. I'm gonna shine my light. I'm gonna make a difference. Touch your life. Be the change. Shine my light and make a difference. You're the one to make the world a much better place. You're the one, you're the one, touching lives.
Airtel Nigeria is committed to empowering and uplifting underprivileged people across communities in Nigeria. And many individuals, families, and communities have benefited from this commitment. Every year, the Touching Lives team receives close to 100,000 entries that need to be read, evaluated, and investigated. What is important is that the stories that are covered are diverse and current. In today's episode, we deal with a community that is often overlooked or neglected for all the wrong reasons. Children born with special needs require an incredible amount of specialized care and attention, and in Nigeria, they are neglected. Tonight, we will be inspired by a woman who has devoted her life to giving special needs children the attention that they deserve. I'm your host, Michelle Dede, and this is Airtel Touching Lives.
Touching lives.
Every season, the Airtel team works tirelessly to deliver the prizes to ensure we're touching lives, and this story was no different. We pay a visit to Whispering Hope Africa Initiative, an NGO that also believes that education can change a nation and has set out to build skills in rural communities, which include training, education, workshops, and more. And our new story deals with a community that is often neglected: children with autism, Down syndrome, speech impairments, and other learning disabilities. These children and their families are often rejected by society as having been cursed. We visit Mrs. Franca Anedum, who started the Center for Intellectual and Special Needs Support after one of her twins was diagnosed with special needs.
Touching lives.
I'm married at the age of 17. I wasn't in love when I got married. I was forced to be in love.
You got to notice that these girls are vulnerable to getting into forced marriages, and we also got to see a very big problem in those communities that girls get pregnant at age 13, 14, 15. Most of the girls don't get into the marriage because they want to get into it, but because of poverty.
At first, I don't want to get married because I want to be a medical doctor. Because of that financial issue, I have no option than to get married. Marriage wasn't a good time for me. I was abused and beaten from my husband. Whenever he beats me, I will cry bitterly because I will be thinking, if I was educated, it would not be like this.
What we do at Y Africa, we are into capacity building of vulnerable young people in the slums and rural communities, because we believe that every human being is endowed with talent. We are not just focusing on the girls alone, yet they are our major targets. Women and girls are oppressed because of the culture we have in most of our communities. We have various activities for the club, which we use to empower the girls. We encourage them to finish and write their national exam, because if you are able to finish your high school and write your national exam, there are chances for you to become whatever you want to be in the future.
Airtel will be providing you with 12 laptops, 1 photocopying machine, a color printer, 3 laser cutting machines, laser engraver, and they will also provide 500,000 naira to support 30 girls with their fees for 1 year.
Jesus.
So that's 15,000 naira per person.
Oh, God. I'm
speechless.
Touching lives.
I am a strong believer of changing a nation through education, and I find this story so inspiring. Well done, Whispering Hope Africa initiative. Let's see how Airtel Touching Lives intervention has helped this amazing NGO.
Getting nominated for Airtel Touching Lives was a fulfilling experience for us. I am John Oniwo and I am the administrator at Whispering Hope Africa Initiative. A lot has changed according to our impact reports. The numbers have quadrupled because earlier before now we had just one space. We are managing one space for all our events, for all our training sessions, for all our counseling sessions and consultancy. But today we have two spaces, one for our ICT, training students on IT skills, and the other one is our creative hub where we are crafting amazing products, beauty products and accessories from waste materials. The prize awarded by Airtel has made the learning journey for students in this community easier because there is no doubt how much impact technology has on learning journeys of students. Through the technology tools we're able to acquire, we've been able to transform the learning journey of these students. They have access to digital tools, the laptops that Airtel provided, access to 1 year free internet. Hence, they have, better access to a wider array of, learning tools, the internet, various online learning courses. Hence, you can see how the students troop in here after school. They are more eager to, access our programs, and even during the weekends, they're here. During the holiday, they encourage their friends to come and enroll with us. And I think that's the most important thing, that through the tools that Airtel provided, these students' learning journeys have been transformed, and they're also trying to transform the learning journeys of their mates. I think that's something very, very amazing.
We have a deaf community here, and most of them get into SS3, they drop out of school. What's the essence of going to school without having a certificate? With the 1 million naira, we've been able to register some of them for the West African examination certificates. So, and the parents are really grateful because without that, they wouldn't have graduated from the secondary school. Thank you, Airtel. Thank you, Airtel Touching Lives. Clap, clap.
Touching lives.
Incredible story, and the assistance given by Airtel Touching Lives has helped the children in that program. Don't go away, because right after the break, we'll see how one mother has dedicated her life not to her own children, but to the plight of other children in the special needs community. To join the conversation and interact with tonight's show, you can visit us on our social media handles. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Touching lives.
Welcome back to Airtel Touching Lives. Children with special needs are those who require additional support or services to help them learn, communicate, and function effectively. These children may have a wide range of disabilities or conditions, including physical, intellectual, or developmental disabilities, learning disorders, speech or language impairments, and emotional or behavioral disorders. Support for children with special needs may include special education, medical care, assistive technology like hearing aids, and support services like counseling. These services are often overlooked by the powers that be, but still, they are very much needed. Let's look at this amazing work done by the Center for Intellectual and Special Needs Support.
There are stages in life that children, you notice as a mother, your children kept developing and growing. At 3 months, I started seeing the changes. I checked the fingers, I checked even the carrying of neck. After breastfeeding, the child will look at you and begin to babble, but this one doesn't do that. So I can say I noticed there was something wrong. When the test came out, Damien has ADHD, he has a bit of Down syndrome, autism, learning disability, and speech impairment. So after I left the orthopedic hospital, I was going home that day. I was crying with him on my back. Then I met one lady. The lady stopped me and asked me, what's the problem? And when I told her the little I know or what I've been going through, she told me she's a psychiatric doctor, that she wants to invite me for a program, autism awareness program. Thank God there are more of counselors than doctors, so they counseled me, consoled me. The first thing they told me the first time I went, that he has a challenge that is a life challenge. It's not a disease that you collect medicine today, tomorrow he will be fine. That is, I have to manage him. The best thing I can do for him was to show him love and accept him. When I found myself in that situation, friends left me. If I'm going on the street, people may be going forward, their turning may take them 5 minutes to just look at him.
This one will come, will harass me. That one will come, will talk to me. This one will say, I don't want to see you with me. Just go with your child. I don't want this child to mingle with my friends, with my daughter. Everybody just hated me.
A lot of people in the environment see people with challenges to be spiritual problem. And so they think it's spiritual, and sometimes they think it's infectious. And so because of that level of ignorance, their fear heightened to want to even reach out to help.
I started losing it. Maybe if I say I want to go downstairs, I may see myself at the balcony. So I had a very close friend then. She noticed this and she said, okay, I want to help you. So she took me to a psychiatrist.
And the parents, when they come, or the family members, when they come with some element of, somebody can listen to me, somebody can help.
When you ask me, what is the problem, before I open my mouth, I started crying. So the man said, she's depressed.
You see a lot of parents being traumatized, and the danger is that parents transfer their trauma to the children.
I thank God that after the counseling sessions and the doctor, he brought a very, very positive turnaround in my life. I have to embrace up and face what is facing me, accept my son, accept the situation, give him the love that he wanted. Raising somebody or a child with disability is very, very difficult. I start seeing them, some will abandon their own on the street, some will lock them up, some won't even want the child to go to school, some won't want to be associated with the child. Some, if you visit them in their house, they will first of all lock their child inside the room. Even if the child is crying and you are saying, somebody is making it, say no, it's not here, maybe in the other compound, but it's their child. I saw all that. And I said no. Having gone all through this and seeing the need to be a voice for these people, set of people, to be a source of succor for mothers that have these children, to be a support, to bring children, to bring education, to bring even training and empowerment to this kind of children who will turn to adults one day. They need to be independent. So I now said, okay, since I'm able to find my feet a little, let me start up something that can be able to serve the purpose of being the voice, being the succor, being the empowerment, being the great support for parents, even for children within the community.
What Mrs. Franca does is highly commendable. It's something I've always been interested in. I think that is what even formed the basis of our friendship. I'd always wanted to have an NGO that would take care of people, the less privileged. So when she talked about taking care of people with disabilities, I picked interest because these are a group of people that so many people tend to forget.
The thought of having the center came like a dream. I kept subduing it. At a point, I was like, okay, let me just see how it goes. Because the reason why I was subduing it because I had nothing. I was struggling to feed my son, to take care of him and the family. So I said, okay, since this dream is persistent, let me venture into it. The first thing I did was to do street visit, house-to-house visit of the people that I know already that have these children. Told them my vision and what I want to do. Some of them were like, are you sure you want to be my friend? So you're not scared to come to me? Are you sure you want to help me?
It was only one day that I met this woman. Since then, she used to call me, help me, talk to me. If I say, Ma, I don't have anything at home, she will call me, she will give me something. Mrs. Franca, she's the only woman that assists me. Apart from her, nobody.
Her work is not just important, it's even critical, because we've had cases of parents who have killed their children with disabilities, yes.
With the problem of disability and developmental disorders, when you don't take care of it early enough, it compounds the problem. And so we have people who are younger and are transitioning into adulthood with no form of intervention, and their lives is becoming more complex. The challenges they face gets more diverse and more severe with nobody coming to help.
So even with the work the center is doing, I've got to find out that poverty is the major problem facing persons with disabilities and their families.
There is little or no government presence around the community, which makes the work of the center quite very important and impacting the lives of the poor.
And then some of them doesn't go to school, not because they don't want to go to school. One, there is no special school around us here.
So this thing, this program, this venture, this project is something that is far-reaching. It's going to form a kind of umbrella under which so many people with disabilities, parents with disabilities and the likes would come to find succor.
It is the prayer of any parent for the child or the children to outlive them. So, but if we're no longer there, what happens to these children? If we can have a place, these children, we can train them, we can bring them up, we can equip them, we can empower them. Then even if we are there or we're not there, they can be helpful to themselves.
I would encourage philanthropists, people that are well-to-do, and well-meaning individuals to come on board, to come forth and support people who have disabilities, because most of them, more than 50 to 70% of them, are usually from poor backgrounds.
If there's anything I'm asking God to do for me before I die, it's for me to have a safe haven for these pure souls. I call them pure souls, where they will be loved, where they will be taken care of, where they will be trained, where they will be empowered.
Children with special needs have the right to exactly the same attention and support as each and every one of us has available to us. Well done to Mrs. Franca Anedu. Stay with us because after the break, we will get to hear her incredible story of resilience. To join the conversation and interact with tonight's show, you can visit us on our social media handles. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Touching lives.
Welcome back to Airtel Touching Lives. Joining us in the studio tonight is Mrs. Franca Anedu. She's the founder of the Center for Intellectual and Special Needs Support, and she's here with her son, Damien. You're welcome, Ma.
Thank you.
We just watched the video of your story. And as I said earlier, I am also someone who's from a family with a special needs adult. My eldest sister is on the autism spectrum as well. And watching that, honestly, it brought back a lot of memories for me as you know, a young child trying to understand what my sister was going through. You know, my father explaining the situation to me as I got older. So I empathize with you, Ma. I empathize with you. I think it's very commendable that you started an organization of your own to help your community rather than just helping your son, which is amazing. So how has the community received that support which you're now offering?
The community, the affected members of the community, they are very, very receptive of the center and all our programs. Because in actual fact, there is no other place to go. So majority of them are just like me, that was running from pole to pole when he was much younger. There was no information anywhere. There was no help, no succor, nobody to lean on, nothing, nobody, just nothing. So for the center to be erected in the community, wow, people, even if this person hears him, go and tell the next person. So far as he knows that somebody has this kind of child or sister or relation, they will say, please come. We went to this woman, she's doing so and so things, and she said, you can come on board. So they welcome it.
Mrs. Franca, you're amazing. For what you're doing for Damien, for what you're doing for your community. Well done. Bless you for doing that. Damien, how are you? You're fine? Yeah? You're good? Mommy's taking care of you, Abby? Yes. How old is he now?
Damien will be 24.
24. 24. And I saw in the video there that he helps you
he helps
with
me
house
a lot.
chores and everything.
He helps me a lot in house.
So he's good. Oh, he's trying to say something. That what?
He can cut onions.
Okay, that's good.
So I've taught him
That's
all
really
that.
good. He's trying to let you know. Oh, you can cut hair too, Damien.
Good.
Eh? Oh, that's good.
Are there other things we can do? Like what? Okay, these are the few things we
But
can
that's
do.
good now. So you're helping him to become self-sufficient.
Yes, I know that I'm not going to live forever, and it's my prayer that he will outlive me. So I wouldn't want him to be pushed on to the street or be a problem to somebody.
He won't be.
He has a twin brother,
He won't
but
be.
everybody has his or her own life to live.
Airtel Touching Lives believes in giving back, and we have some amazing prizes for you, Mrs. Franca. The first one is a 1.5 kVA generator set, 2 laptops, 1 photocopying and scanner HP printer. How do you feel, Ma? Don't cry, oh. Don't cry. There's more. We have 4 cerebral palsy wheelchairs, 4 medical wheelchairs, a Canon EOS 7D camera, cabinets for the office at the NGO, 1 deep freezer, 1 refrigerator. But Ma, it has not finished. There's still more. How are you feeling? You need to say something, Ma. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you excited? I think you're excited. 1 TV set, 4 cordless hair clippers, chairs, so that you can teach the adults and the young adults different skills in the center. We have desks, 2 gas cylinders, 2 gas cookers, and an oven, 2 gas cooker, which comes with ovens, 1 cake mixer. Last but not least, 5 sewing machines for your center.
I have to stand up.
Okay.
On behalf of my son, because everything I did or I'm doing, I'm about to do, is because of him. God gave him to me. So I want to thank Airtel for looking at me, at my loneliness. After all what I have gone through, I was just trying to help people coming after me. Because I know it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me, even at this point. I want to thank Airtel for reaching out to the poorest of the poor people, the people that are rejected in the community, because we don't have friends. Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed. You can see I'm confused. I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. I feel like embracing everybody to say thank you.
It's okay. You can hug me if you want.
Thank you.
It's okay. Well done. Thank you, Ma. Today's episode was very, very emotional, but also very inspiring. I hope that you've been inspired to do something in your community to help other people, either with special needs or otherwise. Next week, technology is all around us and impacts every part of our lives. For many years, the IT industry was a male-dominated industry with very few female participants, but the change is coming. Women in Technology, WTech, is an NGO working for the economic and social empowerment of girls and women using technology. And in our new story, we visit Dr. Chiwe Muamalu, who has dedicated her life to perinatal asphyxia, which is the lack of oxygen delivery to the baby before, during, or after birth. In Nigeria, this remains a leading cause of death in the neonatal period, second only to prematurity. Make sure you tune in next week to see the best emotional television in Nigeria.
Touching lives. I wanna touch your life. I wanna be the change. I'm gonna shine my light. I'm gonna make a difference. Touch your life. Be the change. Shine my light and make a difference. You're the one to make the world a much better place. You're the one, you're the one. You're the one, touching lives.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.